Homeowners across the US are becoming more and more savvy every day with solar. They do their research, get multiple bids, and make sure they are comparing apples to apples with all of those estimates they receive. In a market like ours here in Southern California, separating your offer from the others can actually be relatively difficult. One strategy companies are turning to and customers are increasingly asking about is production guarantees. Now in this week's video, I'll take you through a production guarantee contract terms and conditions and help you see why very few companies actually offer them for purchases and why it's typically associated with only leases or power purchase agreements. But before I enlighten you with some valuable knowledge, please take a second to subscribe to our channel. Yeah, go ahead, click that little red button down below, and heck, while you're at it, why not click the little bell icon too? That way you'll receive notifications on future videos just like this one. Of course, if you are someone interested in going solar and you live in our area of Southern California, be sure to request your hassle-free quote from us. We make it easy and incredibly affordable for you to make the switch to clean, renewable energy. So what is a solar power production guarantee? Well, as the name indicates, the solar installer is guaranteeing to the homeowner that the installed system will produce a certain amount of energy over a certain amount of time. Since solar panels are generally a long-term investment, production guarantees are commonly offered for 10 to 30 years. These guarantees often step down by tapering each year. Now, for example, guaranteeing 90% of a certain production amount at 10 years and 80% at 20 years. It's important to know that the specifics of the plans vary, and most major companies actually do not offer a production guarantee if you are purchasing the system outright from them. But if you were to lease the system from those companies, then you would receive a production guarantee. Kind of interesting. Now, there are some smaller companies that do offer production guarantees if you purchase or finance a system from them, but they're far and in between. I was able to find a contract for each situation online, and I thought it would be really valuable to go over these terms and conditions with you in this video. I want to start with a lease or PPA because you may be wondering why leases and power purchase agreements include production guarantees, but outright ownership options do not. This may seem counterintuitive at first, but it's actually not. You have to understand that a lease or a power purchase agreement's monthly payment is actually structured around how much energy the system will produce. That means if the solar system is underproducing, they are losing money because they can't bill you what they had intended. Mind you, a power purchase agreement's production guarantee is based on the total production of the term of the lease and typically doesn't start until year 3. I was able to find a copy of a nationwide company's power purchase agreement online, and I can show you how they have it structured to taper up, as well as what they would compensate based on missing these projections over the 20-year lease term. Now, this particular contract is a prepaid power purchase agreement. So the customer made all of their payments up front, and as long as the system generates what the company estimates for the next 20 years, then the homeowner won't receive any additional costs. If the system underperforms, well, the homeowner will basically be refunded their money that they already paid. It's pretty simple. As you can see, they have a fixed cost per kilowatt hour for each year starting after year 3. The terms and conditions for this type of purchase is relatively short. I was actually pretty surprised, but also relieved because it's clean and straight to the point. Again, this is a lease option, and this type of production guarantee is almost standard. Leases are not for everyone, and they are not a type of financing we actually offer our customers. We strongly believe in ownership as it has the best rate of return on your solar investment. But When you own something, warranties change because it's your system, not the leasing companies. Very few companies offer a production guarantee on a solar purchase. In fact, I could only find a single company that does, and I was able to find a copy of their contract online. This contract has 3 pages of terms and conditions for the solar production guarantee, which is literally crazy. But makes sense because we as installers have no control over what a system will generate. Many of us use some very sophisticated software to estimate energy production. Not all of us, but most of the industry does. We at Pacific Sun Technologies use 3D mapping, which includes LiDAR and radar imagery, to provide us with remote shading analysis. So our estimate tool then calculates your system's production using software developed by the National Renewable Energy Laboratory in conjunction with the United States Department of Energy. This specific software is the System Advisor Model version 2 or SAM2 that we've actually integrated into our tool. But let's get back to this production guarantee terms and conditions for a system you would own. It starts off pretty straightforward with definitions, something that's important, so there isn't any confusion. As we move into the main articles of the contract, it starts off pretty straightforward. It outlines the estimated production for year 1, then talks about degradation with the first year expected not to have more than 5%, and then 0.5% per year thereafter. Much like the lease production guarantee, if there's surplus of the solar production, it will be credited towards years with underproduction. But here's where the production guarantee really comes into play. So far, it sounds pretty good. But as you read, the system will need to generate in year 1 less than 85% of the guaranteed annual kilowatt hours noted above. Keep in mind, there is already an estimated 5% degradation buffer for year 1. So what does this mean? Well, if your system was estimated to generate 10,000 kilowatt hours, we have a 5% buffer for degradation of the equipment. This means the guaranteed adjusted production is 9,500 kilowatt hours. And in order for you to claim a production guarantee on the system, you would need to generate less than 85% of this number, which is 8,075 kilowatt hours. Basically, you can generate up to 80% of what they estimated and not claim anything. But if you generated under this adjusted 8,075 kilowatt hours, well, the remedy is to either A, install modules to get you to 8,075 kilowatt hours, not the estimated 10,000 kilowatt hours, or B, compensate you based on the utility's average cost per kilowatt hour under the adjusted production guarantee. To me, this isn't much of a production guarantee at all, but there are some extensive conditions in order to claim your production guarantee in the event there was a claim to be had, if you really feel this is valuable. In total, there are 19 exclusions, but I'm only going to pick out those that really stood out to me. First one is, if the equipment breaks or any damage occurs to the system, no production guarantee. If the customer fails to clean the modules at least once every 6 months, no production guarantee. Regulatory shutdowns of the system, basically any power outages occur at your home, no production guarantee. Failure to maintain working internet connection for the monitoring of the system, no production guarantee. There are more reasons why you wouldn't be eligible for the production guarantee than there are actually to make a claim for it. Thousands of companies like ourselves do not offer production guarantees, and I'm talking about big companies, I mean nationwide companies, because there's no good way to offer such a thing without extensive terms and conditions like these. It's crazy how this industry has warranties of 25 years on equipment, on the performance, on labor, and people still claim it's not good enough. What's the last thing you bought that had a 25-year warranty? Did your car come with one? How about your house? What about the television you're watching TV on, or the iPhone you're using to watch and subscribe to our channel? Most products we purchase come with a single-digit warranty, 1 year. And most vehicles come with a 5-year warranty. Yes, some are coming with longer warranties, like 10 years, but it's still not anywhere near 25 years. And none of these warranties guarantee compensation if it doesn't perform as expected. No auto manufacturer is going to compensate you for the loss of miles per gallon from the advertised EPA rating when you purchase the car. That's just ridiculous. Why is it that we expect something like solar to have such a thing? I really haven't got a clue. But I do know a warranty or a guarantee is only as good as the paper the terms and conditions are printed on. All I'm trying to say is don't fall for a marketing gimmick. Read the fine print of the contract, because you may just find out that that one company offering you the production guarantee isn't really offering you anything better than the 5 other quotes you had without it. Well, that's it for this week's video. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to our channel to learn more about renewable energy and energy efficient home improvements. And if you found this video helpful, which I hope you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Of course, if you're someone that lives in our area, Southern California, visit us online to request your hassle-free quote. We really do make it easy and affordable for you to make the switch to clean renewable energy. Thanks again for watching. Until next time.